Have you ever noticed something small about an elderly loved one? A minor change in behavior, appetite, or demeanor, and brushed it off as just old age? We often do. Life moves quickly, responsibilities pile up, and none of us like to dwell on the reality that time is finite, especially for those we hold dear. But the human body rarely leaves this world without giving gentle, early signals. Subtle shifts in routine, mood, and physical well-being quietly mark the transition from one chapter to the next. They may appear months, sometimes even a year before death. Today, we'll explore the first 5 of 10 deeply human, quietly significant changes that elderly individuals often show as their final stage of life approaches. Understanding these signs isn't about fearing what's coming. It's about embracing it with awareness, compassion, and presence. By noticing these changes, you can offer more peace, kindness, and meaning in their final chapter. Let's begin. Number 1. A sudden loss of interest in things they once loved. It can start as subtly as a favorite puzzle gathering dust on the table, a television series left mid-season, a gardening patch overrun with weeds after decades of care. The activities, hobbies, and pastimes that once defined someone's daily rhythm begin to fall away. This isn't laziness. It isn't depression, though it can look like it. And it's not something within their control. As the body ages, it gradually loses the capacity to generate, store, and expend energy. The brain instinctively begins to conserve precious reserves for essential bodily functions. Breathing, digestion, cognition, slowly letting go of less crucial activities. Neurologists and palliative care specialists often describe this as a psychological and emotional detachment from the physical world. It's not a conscious choice, but a protective mechanism, a way the mind prepares for the eventual release from physical life. Some families misinterpret this withdrawal as stubbornness or apathy. Mom, why won't you go to bingo night? You love bingo. Or Dad, you haven't touched your fishing gear in months. Let's get out on the water. But this distancing isn't about external activities losing value. It's about internal processes taking priority. The elderly individual may no longer find pleasure in the things that once brought them joy. Not because those things no longer matter, but because the body and mind are recalibrating for a different stage of being. What can you do? Rather than urging them to engage for your sake, meet them exactly where they are. If your father no longer tends his garden, don't try to drag him outside with shears in hand. Instead, sit on the porch with him. Comment on how the morning glories still bloom. Maybe offer to pick a sprig of lavender for him to smell. If your mother used to love Sunday dinners but now declines invitations, bring her a small plate and sit quietly nearby. Ask about a memory connected to the dish, rather than insisting she eat. The real act of love in this stage is presence, just being there. Number 2. Changes in skin texture, color, and temperature. The skin, our largest, most visible organ, often tells the earliest, quietest truths about internal decline. You might notice your loved one's skin becoming noticeably thinner, almost translucent, revealing tiny blood vessels beneath the surface. It may feel drier, rougher, or papery. Small wounds and scratches take much longer to heal, sometimes weeks. One of the most poignant signs is mottling, blotchy, purplish-blue areas typically appearing on the feet, legs, or hands. This occurs because circulation slows as the heart's efficiency diminishes. Blood begins pooling in the extremities, and less oxygen reaches peripheral tissues. Additionally, skin temperature may fluctuate. Hands and feet may feel unusually cool, even when the room is warm. In some cases, lips, nail beds, or ear tips might take on a bluish tint, particularly in the final weeks. Why does this happen? As the heart grows weaker, its ability to pump blood effectively to the body's outermost regions diminishes. The body, sensing its limits, instinctively redirects blood to vital organs, the brain, lungs, and heart itself. This leaves extremities colder and skin more fragile. Should you worry about this alone? Not necessarily, but it's one of those signs to pay attention to, especially in combination with other symptoms like fatigue, appetite loss, and increased sleep. How can you help? Comfort is key. Use gentle, hypoallergenic moisturizers to soothe dry skin. Keep blankets nearby to warm, cool limbs, but avoid heavy coverings if circulation is poor, as this can cause discomfort. Physical touch is also invaluable. A hand massage with light lotion can provide both comfort and human connection. A small act that affirms presence and love. Number 3, a marked increase in sleep. If you notice your elderly loved one sleeping through television programs they once watched attentively, dozing during conversations, or heading to bed earlier and rising later, it's not simply old age catching up. It's a sign of profound internal transition. As the body's systems wind down, its demand for energy surpasses what it can produce. Sleep becomes a way to conserve resources. In the final months, elderly individuals often sleep 14 to 20 hours a day. Initially, it might be more frequent naps or a tendency to wake later and go to bed earlier. Over time, wakeful periods grow shorter and are marked by increased fatigue. Why does this happen? The body's metabolic processes slow dramatically. With less effective circulation and oxygenation, cells and tissues fatigue quickly. Sleep becomes both restorative and protective, offering respite from physical discomfort and emotional overwhelm. Some experts suggest this increased sleep is not solely physical, but also emotional. A subconscious retreat from the burdens of impending mortality. What should you do? Resist the urge to wake them unnecessarily or push them toward routine activities. Understand that this new rhythm is natural and necessary. Focus on creating a serene sleep environment. Soft lighting, comfortable bedding, minimal noise. A gentle, reassuring presence nearby. If they wake, greet them with warmth and without pressure. Sometimes, just holding a hand or placing a cool cloth on their forehead speaks volumes. Number 4, subtle shifts in personality. Perhaps one of the most emotionally complex signs is an unexplained and sometimes unsettling change in personality. A lively grandmother who always told family stories grows uncharacteristically quiet. A stoic father, known for calmness, becomes irritable or anxious. Some become nostalgic, speaking repeatedly about the past. Others withdraw entirely, avoiding eye contact and conversation. Why does this happen? Several physiological and psychological factors contribute. Reduced oxygenation to the brain, medication side effects, discomfort or pain they may struggle to articulate. The emotional burden of realizing life is ending. As the brain processes these realities, moods may swing unpredictably. Some may experience moments of fear or anger they can't explain. Others may become unusually serene and reflective. How should you respond? Avoid correcting or dismissing their feelings. Phrases like, "Don't be silly, everything's fine," or "There's no need to be upset," can unintentionally invalidate genuine emotions. Instead, acknowledge their feelings. If your father expresses fear, hold his hand and say, "I know it feels scary sometimes. I'm right here with you." If your mother grows agitated, sit beside her without asking too many questions. Silence can be its own form of comfort. Remember, you don't have to fix what can't be fixed. You only need to be a steady, compassionate presence. Number 5. A noticeable decline in appetite and fluid intake. Perhaps the most recognizable and yet most misunderstood sign is a sudden or gradual decrease in eating and drinking. Family members often respond to this with alarm. Meals symbolize care, comfort, and connection. When an elderly loved one refuses food or pushes away a glass of water, it can feel like a rejection or a sign of giving up. But in truth, this decline is a natural, physiological adjustment as the body's systems wind down. Why does this happen? As organ function diminishes, the digestive system slows significantly. Food takes longer to process, causing discomfort. The sense of taste and smell also dulls, making meals less appealing. Additionally, the body no longer requires the same caloric intake to sustain itself. In advanced stages, hunger and thirst sensations fade altogether. Forcing food or fluids can cause nausea, bloating, and even distress. How should you handle this? Focus on comfort over nourishment. Instead of insisting on full meals, offer small portions of favorite treats, a spoonful of ice cream, a slice of melon, or a sip of warm tea. If they resist drinking, try offering ice chips, popsicles, or moistening their lips with a damp cloth to ease dryness. And perhaps most importantly, respect their wishes. Recognizing when to stop urging and start comforting is one of the most loving things you can do. And so, as we arrive at the end of this conversation, one not often spoken aloud, yet universally felt, I hope you carry with you a deeper understanding of what these subtle signs truly mean. They are not warnings to dread. They are not causes for fear. They are quiet messages from the body and soul, gently signaling that life is approaching its natural conclusion. Yes, witnessing these changes can be heartbreaking. Watching someone you love retreat from the things that once defined them, seeing their skin grow fragile, their voice grow soft, their appetite fade, it tests the heart in ways few other experiences can. But within that tenderness lies a remarkable truth. To be present for another human being in their final chapter is one of life's most sacred privileges. In those quiet moments, a hand held through sleep, a wordless hour sitting side by side, a shared memory spoken aloud for the 100th time, we offer something greater than medicine, greater than advice. In those quiet moments, a hand held through sleep, a wordless hour sitting side by side, a shared memory spoken aloud for the 100th time, we offer something greater than medicine, greater than advice. We offer the one thing every person deserves as they leave this world: to be seen, to be heard, and to know they are not alone. Remember, there is no perfect script for how to say goodbye, no flawless way to navigate these final months or weeks. There is only kindness, patience, and presence. If you're walking this road with someone you love, I hope these insights help lift the weight of uncertainty from your shoulders, even a little. I hope they give you permission to stop chasing cures and start cherishing moments, to trade fixing for holding, to understand that in those last acts of simple, gentle presence, you are offering a gift beyond measure. Thank you for spending this time with me. Thank you for having the courage to face these truths with an open heart. And if you know someone else quietly walking this path, consider sharing this message with them too, because no one should have to face life's final chapter alone. Until next time, be well, be gentle with yourself, and hold your loved ones close.